Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
Are there any other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Lumos! That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
Well, I think you should fly outside of school bounds.
What? Why is that exactly?
My family has a lineage. I really have made a mess of things.
Lumos! Levioso! Accio! Incendio!
Oh dear, I shall get in trouble for this.
Is everything all right?
Oh, hello. Nice to see you again. Thank you for asking. And I'm afraid everything's not all right. I may be in a spot of trouble with the librarian. You might recall that I was trying to cast non-verbally when we met in the common room. Well, I mastered that, and now I've taken to creating my own charms. Thought I'd perfected my light as a feather charm to use on my library books. My arms get so tired carrying them around all day. But I must have confused the Latin word for feather with bird in my incantation, because when I opened my bag just now in the library, they literally took flight.
That sounds brilliant, actually.
Thank you. Somehow I don't think the librarian will see it that way. I collect the books and remove the charm myself, except this isn't the first time one of my charms has threatened the peace of the library. Our meet told Madame Scribner they were my books flying around, so she said that if I caused her any more trouble, she'd write to my parents. Perhaps you could get them for me. There are only 5. She won't be suspicious of a new student looking around.
Why did Army tell Madame Scribner that they were your books?
Oh, to be perfectly honest, I don't think he meant any harm. I think he was impressed, bragging on my behalf. Amit spends a lot of time gazing at the stars, but he knows a good charm when he sees one.
I suppose I could help, if I have the time.
Oh, I'd very much appreciate it. One of the books is my diary. I'd rather it not fall into the wrong hands. If you could collect them and bring them to me, I can remove the charm.
I'm going to have to use Accio to get to those books. Accio! Got it. Only 4 more to go. Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Revelio.
I'd swear we'd be more uplifted in potions if it were taught by Dementors.
I suppose I'd be curious about a beautification potion. What? Not for me, Moonmind. For a friend of mine. Don't be stupid.
Do you find it hard to get the right consistency in a confusing concoction? I can never get mine to thicken.
I find if I try to look attentive in potions, it seems to keep sharp off my back. It works quite well unless he asks me a question, and then it's not really a good plan at all. Overall, I probably wouldn't recommend it.
Have you ever noticed in potions that the girl who sits in the corner almost always nearly melts her cauldron? I find it quite disconcerting, and Sharp doesn't even raise an eyebrow. Yet I drop 1 nettle too many and I get the stare of the basilisk.
I heard some chat near the girls' lavatory about boomslang skin. Do you think they're looking to brew a polyjuice potion? Oh, what if they already brewed one? And Sharp's actually that Hufflepuff girl with the long arms?
Accio!
The headmaster hates everyone who isn't a pure-blood Slytherin.
Revelio.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Accio. This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her. Revelio. Accio. Accio.
Reading can be as magical as any spell. Why can't students see?
That's the last book. Now to take them back to Cressida.
One day, I'll get up the nerve to ask you.
Hello, Cressida. I collected your books, including your diary.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you. I'll happily take the heavy lot off your hands now.
Unless you want your classmates to know how you really feel about them, you might reward me for my time.
Oh, you're not at all who I thought you to be.
And you're not who I thought you to be. Based upon your diary, you seem terribly judgmental.
Fine. I shall pay you. But you cannot begin to imagine what I shall be writing about you next. Should never have trusted them.
I'd be glad if they let us convene at the 3 broomsticks instead.
Almost fainted trying to harvest a puppet of
Revelio.
My interest in herbology stems solely from my desire to excel in potions. If you can't brew with it, don't grow it, I say.
I can't memorize 10 magical herbs, let alone 1,000 magical herbs and fungi. Where would you even use them all? It's absurd.
I can't wait until I'm a 6th year. Then I won't have to waste my time with herbology anymore. Or Miss Professor Garlic, mind.
When my grandfather went to this school, Dilys Derwent was the headmistress. Marvelous healer, apparently. Very highly regarded. Bet she did better in potions than I'm doing in herbology.
I've never had difficulties with bouncing bulbs. Simple knockback jinx on hand's all you need.
I wouldn't bother yourself about that. If I were you, I'd be more inclined to acquire myself some Bubba pus. I'm sure Garlic could point you in the right direction. Soon get that complexion in better fettle.
If those bouncing bulbs get big, they can be quite strong. I'd keep an eye you don't get one that's too mature, or you'll be having to cast the fire-making spell. And I'm sure that won't go over well if Garlic tells Black.